I use Claude Code to build systems to execute tasks like how a real human would do. For example, a system that knows how you write LinkedIn content and it actually does the research, write them, analyze them, write better hooks, and then give you the file. A system that can design posters. For example, you give it certain content and it gives you a poster that is really well designed. So this kind of systems I build, and brands are actually using or integrating their systems into their workflows. So if you want to build systems like this, you need to understand a couple of fundamentals about Claude Code in order to build this kind of systems. And a lot of people complicate these concepts and they use complex technical terms that most people don't really understand. I am not an engineer, I am not a developer, I am a marketer. So I will use the simplest, most simplest ways and analogies to help you understand this concepts. The textbook definition of these concepts might be different, but I will help you understand this concept like how I understand these concepts. And from the next videos, we'll actually go and build these systems, this kind of systems. So this is a simple presentation that I have made. And yeah, what is Claude Code, right? So you need to understand the differentiation between like different kind of AI. The two different distinction that I want to make is like between AI chatbots, like chat based interface, and agentic AI. So AI chatbots are like ChatGPT, Claude.ai, Gemini. So there you get a text window, right, chat window, and you put certain text and ask it something and it will kind of converse with you, right? Agentic AI is different. It stays like the whole system stays in your work, in your system. Like you give access to a folder and in that folder you add all the information that it needs, and it will use that folder to execute tasks. So in the chat based interface, it kind of hallucinates a lot of time, it forgets a bunch of things, right? In the agentic AI, the whole context and everything, all the files stays in your system. So it does not hallucinate. It execute tasks like how you want to execute tasks, because you have clear instructions, like files with clear instructions in that folder. So it follows everything that you have said. So a brain without instructions is useless, right? I think we all can agree to that. For example, someone could be really, really intelligent, but you don't tell them like what to do, don't give them certain tasks, don't tell them like the steps that they need to follow, then their intelligence is useless because they don't have something to do, right, and execute it properly because they don't have that knowledge. Claude is like that brain, a brain that is really intelligent, but you have to give it all kind of information and systems and things to have all the context, have the capability to perform certain tasks, and it will perform those tasks really, really well. First thing is Claude.md. So here are 6 things that I am going to explain, that if you understand these things, it will be very simple or easy for you to build real systems that we are going to build from the next video. So first is Claude.md. Claude.md is like, think of it like a job description. So for this video, I'm going to use an example of like we are going to hire a content writer for LinkedIn or content creator for LinkedIn. When you are hiring that person, what you will do? You will write a job description with the details that that person should be able to do, right? So you will write things like you are a content creator, like kind of we are hiring a content creator. We are hiring someone that needs to write content in like in my voice, like how I write, and a bunch of other things like you should never sound like AI. So the .md is like stands for markdown. So Claude.md is like the most important file. It's like the main file that tell the brain that who he actually is, what is his purpose in that in this system, right? So these markdown files are like text, like these are all text files. If you open them, you will see a bunch of text like this with set of uh, instructions and prompts. So whenever you do anything in Claude Code, the system will read the Claude.md file first to understand like everything about this system, and then it will go and do all the tasks that you want it to do. And this is very important file because the quality of this file is directly proportional to output you get. So the output quality you like will vary like how well written is your Claude.md file is. Let me show you what Claude.md file looks like. So this is like we are going to install Claude Code inside VS Code, and this is Claude.md file. So if I open it, I have added a bunch of instructions here. So for example, who am I? So here I have added everything like the about the system. So that is basically Claude.md file. Then there are skills. So skills are basically the capability of that person, like what he is able to do. When you are hiring a content creator, you will assume like they will have the capability of writing, right, writing good content, writing great hooks. He should be also know how to do research about certain topics, right? So those things are basically skills. So Claude.md file is basically what to do, but skills are like how to do it. So we'll create a set of like this skills files are also markdown files. So we'll create set of skills or files. For example, one for LinkedIn writing. So it will give it a set of instructions like how to write content for LinkedIn. Then hook framework. For example, we'll create a different skill file that will content instructions about how to write better hooks, right? So if I show you, this is like my skills file, and inside it we have added like this is PDF generation workflow. So using this skill, it can actually generate PDF. So there are bunch of different skills that you can build, and I will also show you in the from the next video that how to build all of these things, right? Then we have context. So context is like you have already hired that person, it knows how to do it, it knows what to do and how to do it, right? But what he is going to write, it need context from you, right? You are going to tell that person like write a content about this topic, these are the things that I keep in mind, these are the things that you need to know before writing that content. You give it a bunch of information, right? That is basically context folder is or like knowledge folder. I keep do two things differently, but yeah. So in the context folder you will have files like I have added files like about me.md. So here I have added a bunch of information about me, right? Then audience, like who is the audience, who is our IFCPs. So I will add all the information about that also. And then knowledge, like I can add a bunch of knowledge about like LinkedIn algorithm, viral patterns, and like so it can like pull information from this. It also knows the context about me, and then combining with skills because it means capabilities. So it has the capabilities. It knows like all the information, context. That's how it will give you great output or great work. Otherwise it only has the capability, it knows who he actually is, but if you don't give it context, it will generate content like randomly, right? Because you did not give it enough context. So here also I have like knowledge folder, then context folder. So here I have added all kind of information that I actually need for this project, this system. And then there's MCP servers. So MCP servers are like getting access to different kind of tools. So if you tell your content writer that you have hired that okay, now go and write about it, he has the context, he has the capabilities to write, but how you will write it, it need tools to write that, right? So mostly content writer use Notion. So Notion could be a tool, and MCP servers is like Notions has their MCP own MCP server. So if you connect to Notion's MCP server with Claude Code, so it will get access to the tool Notion, and it can like write their do any changes, everything. So it's basically that, like getting access to different kind of tools. Then there are memory, like this name explains everything by itself. uh, it's just that, so for example, if you have hired that person, it knows all the context, it did the work, but next day it forgot like what he did, who is actually is, right? So the memory kind of, this memory markdown file will remember everything that you have done, all the feedback that you have provided to it, so that it, with time, it gets better using this memory file. Then there are agents. So when you give any task to Claude, it breaks it down into multiple agents. So for example, if you ask the system to write a LinkedIn content for yourself, it will create multiple agents. For like, one person could be a researcher, one person will analyze post that performed really well, one person will write the content, one person will like analyze it again, that if you have write it really well or not, right? So if a real person does like try to create content, it will like do all those tasks individually. After one, like first he will research, then he will write, right? But in Claude, it will give tasks to multiple agents, and they will like work all of them will work simultaneously. And so everything is connected. So Claude is the brain. These are the things that it like six concepts that I have already like explained it to you. And combining all of this, it will like build a system that you can actually use, and that system that will actually produce great work, right? And I have built system, like for example, I have built a marketing system that has 66 skills, 5 integration with different MCP servers, and it can like, this is a very big number, but kind of maybe more than this. It does the output really faster than the real marketing team would, right? And I have also gave it two different brands into one system, and for different those two different brands, I have added different concepts, context for this brand. So when I mention a particular brand, it generate or does those tasks according to that brand. So to install VS Code into your system, what we can do is, we have to install VS Code first. So VS Code download. So in this page, I'll link to it, this page in the description. So you will see this. So you have to just press and download it, and then install this VS Code. VS Code is like a, it's an IDE, integrated development environment. So here, like you will have your folders, have all the folders, then the codes will happen here, or everything will happen here. And this is like a coding assistant, not assistant, but an environment where you can like write codes and does do all kind of things. So this is, once you install it, this is how it will look like. Okay, you can open folder, create folder, a lot of things. You have to come here. This is the extension tab. Here you have to search Claude, and you will see this extension, Claude Code for VS Code, by anthropic.com. Here you will see install button. I have already installed it, but you will see install button. Just click and install. Then come here. You will see a button like this. This is a Claude logo. Click on this. It will open something like this, but here instead of this, you will see uh, to sign in with Claude. So you have to get the paid subscription of Claude Code or Claude. So Claude Code paid subscription plan. So yeah, here you have different kind of plans. So the free plan, you don't get access to Claude Code, but in paid, like it starts from $17, then $200, and $100, and then there is another plan that you can upgrade later, which is $200. So with this, you get access to Claude Code. So you have to buy this plan, you can start with the pro plan, and then if you need like more usage, mostly you will need, you can upgrade to paid plan, right? And then you can click here for sign in. It will redirect you to browser, and you have to authorize it with the account that you have signed it in Cloud Code or bought the subscription. And when you come back, it will look like this. And you have to like open a folder, then create a folder and just click open, so it will get access to that folder. So if I open, so I have already created a Cloud Code folder. I'll open the marketing OS. These are all the files that I have created, right? So this is how it works, and you can like type everything here. So from the next episode, this is like the basics of all the concepts and how to install Cloud Code into your system, right? So thank you so much for watching this video. In the next video, we will write your first MD file, Claude.md file. Then we will build a content creation system for your LinkedIn content creation maybe. And by doing so, while building those systems, you will also understand like whatever concepts I have explained it to you today, how it's being used while building real systems, right? And once you build one system, you will understand everything, how everything works, and you can build system that you actually want. So this is it for this video, and see you in the next video. Bye.